We've all heard the terrible tale of Humpty Dumpty and his epic fail. So pull up your chair, draw near the hearth, as I tell of the grisly aftermath. Behold the scene, what a terrible one! The king's horses and men have all long gone, just pieces of eggshell all lying around, while Humpty expires, smashed on the ground. The police arrived first, then the paramedic, who called for the ambulance double quick. Thank goodness some intelligent bloke had had the good sense to scoop up his yoke. 10 hours of surgery, it was touch and go, but the surgeon in charge was the best man they know. Quick, doctor, I can see his heart line's gone flat. Get me 10 pints of egg white, O negative, stat. The egg survived, physically at least, but his mental facilities had certainly decreased. His body was weak and his mind rambled. That hard-boiled egg was definitely scrambled. Humpty now has recovered his wits. Enough to point the finger, you see, it's a court case, and in the dock some poor sucker. Who is on trial? Little Tommy Tucker. The judge sat down with a foreboding air, and fixed young Tommy with a menacing glare. You stand accused of a terrible deed, attempted murder. How do you plead? It wasn't me, the prisoner exclaimed. Please, your honour, I was obviously framed. Is that so? In that case you'll agree, it is the evidence that will prove the key. Then Tommy turned to the court and said in plain prose, All right, I admit it. I did push Humpty off that wall. Really, I don't know what came over me. It was a sudden error of judgment and completely out of character. I'm not that sort of person at all, really, and I throw myself on the mercy of the court. Please be lenient, Your Honour. The judge replied, I've said many times, when pleading your case you must make sure it rhymes. By not presenting it in the form of a verse, you've made your predicament 100 times worse. What you've said is tantamount to hate speech, a level I thought even you wouldn't reach. Since the proof of your crime is written so large, I have no choice but to find you guilty as charged. And with the fall of that hammer, our sorry tale ends. At least the law was able to make partial amends. Don't feel bad for Humpty, for, as it goes, he was able to appear on a few TV shows. We can't really blame him for trying to cash in, as his finances were running terribly thin. The crime had left him completely bereft. He was only insured for fire and theft. And so to cure his manifest ills, not to mention covering those medical bills, he decided to do what he thought was best, and sold his story to the gutter press. The motto of this tale on which we could dwell seems to be, all's well that ends well. And what happened to little Tommy Tucker? He was sentenced to life, the miserable fellow.